Welcome back to UDTV's Daytime News, the premier local access news network. Tonight's program covers the twisted story of a highway accident on I-70, the Pennsylvania education budget, and the connection between Western Africa and the ISIS crisis in the Middle East. I'm your host, Brandon McMorrow, but first we turn to local news scientist Jeremy Lieberman for all the Pennsylvania happenings.
Thank you, Brandon. McNeil Consumer Healthcare, based out of Fort Washington, reached a plea agreement with the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania to pay $25 million on endangerment to children charges. These charges formed from a customer complaining of black specks in their unnamed, over-the-counter liquid medicines. The company pleaded guilty to one count of delivery for introduction to interstate commerce drugs that were deemed adulterated because they were not manufactured in conformity with Pennsylvania laws. Pennsylvania Governor Tom Wolf announced huge education budget numbers as part of his plan to increase spending for schools by a record amount. Governor Wolf called for a $400 million increase over the next 2 years and $2 billion over the next 4. Of course, this only comes out to about a $150,000 increase for Upper Dublin's budget. Wolf is just into his first term as governor after defeating incumbent and first-name sharer Tom Corbett. And in lighter news, an 18-wheeler crashed in Rostraver, Pennsylvania, spilling thousands of packages of Twizzlers onto the road. The driver was uninjured, and the delightful scene attracted a couple cars to pull over and take some of their candy for their children. I think this proves that even in the worst situations, children can brighten our day. For local news, I'm Jeremy Lieberman, and thank you for watching.
Thank you, Jeremy. That certainly was a twist of fate that brought that story to us. Now for more serious news, we turn our attention and our eyes to an extremist movement in northern Nigeria. Boko Haram, a cell of jihadist fighters, has pledged allegiance to ISIS. For more on the subject, we turn to senior West African correspondent Matthew Schwartz. Matthew.
Well, Boko Haram, the Nigerian-based terror group, is most well known for its kidnapping of 276 schoolgirls, its driving of some 3 million people from their homes, its slaughtering of whole villages, enslavement of women and children, and its explosive terror attacks in densely populated urban areas. However, Boko Haram has just recently made the announcement that it is pledging allegiance to the Islamic State via an audio recording sent out on the terror group's Twitter page. Leading terror experts in the U.S. and Africa say that the announcement by the West African terror group to become a part of ISIS, a group that has terrorized the Middle East by beheading, crucifying, and stoning innocent civilians, is more than just a mere symbolic act.
What type of ramifications does this kind of alliance have between Boko Haram and ISIS?
Well, for Boko Haram, the alliance is really their opportunity to expand and gain recognition, because they feel that for a very long time they have been seen by the world as just a domestic terror group, rather than the emerging nation that they believe they are. By joining ISIS, Boko Haram will likely gain a previously unprecedented amount of power, resources, and recognition that they need to survive.
How is ISIS reacting to this? What are their leaders saying?
Well, a spokesman for the ISIS terror group said Thursday that it has accepted the pledge of loyalty from Boko Haram. ISIS media arm released a statement by spokesman Abu Muhammad al-Adani that claims that ISIS's caliphate has been expanded to West Africa, and al-Adani now continues to urge jihadist fighters from around the world to migrate and join Boko Haram.
How does this allegiance benefit ISIS? It seems as if Boko Haram is getting the much more substantial amount of influence from the ISIS.
For ISIS, this is its first real step into Africa beyond the mere terror groups or individual extremist groups or other less prominent factions. Given the fact that Boko Haram now only controls large amounts of territory, but also holds hundreds and hundreds of hostages, I'd say ISIS has gained a real advantage with this new alliance.
Thank you, Matthew. That's all the time we have here today. For UDTV Daytime News, I'm Brandon McMorrow.